and what are the process for the beginning as a startup founder. So yeah, we are going to talk about that, literally about startup success and how to win as a startup founder. Actually, you know that being as a startup founder, there are the many responsibilities with us. That responsibilities we have to fulfill with us. Like as a being a startup founder, you have to operate with your every members in the team, and also as a startup founder, you are everything you have to do. Like everything, good, bad, anything happening in the startup, you totally going to be responsible for that thing. If a startup is doing good, it's meaning you are doing good. If a startup is not doing good, you are not doing good. So it's literally highly important for a startup founder to be very strategic, like whatever they are doing. They think that they should be very okay about that, like what the decision they are taking, and what the process they are applying for doing anything. So it's really important for the startup founder that thinking about this thing, that yeah, I'm doing going on the right path, or I am going on the wrong path. Okay, so it's like not only ideas, it's about like action, execution, and all of these things that help you to build a successful startup. Okay, as I'm a startup founder from the many years. Okay, and being a startup founder from last for many years, I know that this is very hard journey. This is a difficult process to maintaining the everything, and working on the achieving your perspective, your goals, and whatever you want to do with a startup journey, right? So suppose you have a very good idea, but you have only one person like you are going to do that. So it's not going to easily possible to do that everything by your own. You need some team, you need a people to do these all things. So these things, like I think that you have to think about that, like how you're going to achieve that, how every goals that you are thinking about, how you're going to achieve that. So you have to proper think about the ideas, the timing, the capital, the problem you are solving in the market. These all things you have to consider very aggressively, right? So it's not only about ideas that you have ideas and you're going to be successful. That's not, ideas is not good. Okay, I think that actions that you're taking and the plan, that is strategic planning you have for last 10-15 years in as a startup founder, how you're going to achieve that particular plan. You have to think about that. Okay, whatever your plan is, like for your plan is to achieve 1 million per year, your plan is to 20 million per year as a founder. You have to think about plan about that particular thing. If you're planning exactly with a great strategy, no one can stop you to achieving and being successful in the startup. So the a very important thing I believe that in the startup is that startup success is that timing. Okay, so you have to think about that. Is it the perfect timing to start this startup? Like this is the perfect timing to starting a startup in the AI segment, in the technology segment, in the EV segment, semiconductor segment, and technology segment. So it's like what the perfect timing going to be for starting a specific startup, right? So you can think about the market situation, like what the news is over there, what the word is going through, what the trending is right over there. So it's a timing is very important in the startup success factor. Like if you're doing any type of startup, you do the deep market research and understand the what the market fit is, that when that is my startup is market fit with or not market fit. Like you have to research about all the factors that affecting going to affect with your startup, right? So if you're doing a startup, you have to think about these all things. Like a startup, as a startup founder, you have to do great research about every perspective, like the trend is going on, the where the capitals and economic is going to throw, and is that good for starting a startup. So the second factor that affecting startup is success is that location, that what the location of your startup is. Like if you're starting a startup, that is very best suitable startup that government is helping your startup with the subsidy, with the other factors, And also you have to think about the strategic and right location for starting your startup, because I believe that location is highly important in the startup success journey. So you select your location on the basis of your achievement, like on the basis of what you want to achieve, and so that you can achieve. Okay, so location and timing is going to be very important factor for startup success to as a beginning in this factor. And third important factor is like your, you have to see that is my service and product is fit with the market. Like if you are targeting anyone, any market, like Indian market, your European market, like Asian market, any market you are targeting, you have to particularly think about that market, like is this fit, and is this good product, and like everyone going to pay for this product, and not going to pay for this product. So you have to all detailed data about that and then enter in the market. So I think that you don't have to invest huge in the starting. You first do the specific research about your product, and specifically you have to do the research for the market segment, like where the market is going. Like in this time, if you're starting a defense startup, that would be very great. Okay, defense, like India is having through the war, and other countries in the war. So in the defense segment, like you manufacturing drone capabilities, you are doing any starting a startup that is supporting militants, and that supporting we like armies and defense segment. So it's like just think about the factor that going to is need in the requirement for the people in that specific, because I believe that timing is the highly important factor for the startup success. Secondly, you have to focus on cash flow. If you don't have money in the bank account, where you are going to pay the rent and other cost of your startup to succeed over there. So it's important that you have the proper think about long term profitability, not cash burning is a good factor for the long term fact. You have to think about that, what the method you are going to make the money for your startup in the long term. So cash flow is a very crucial and important factor for the startup winning strategy. Cash flow is a very important thing for the startup success.